the podcast where we talk about all the things that are hidden in the shadows. This is Isaac.
And this is Megan.
And on this bonus episode this week, I thought we'd give you a... it's not a short... Well, it's a relatively short episode compared to our other stuff, but... Because what we're going to talk about today doesn't require a lot of time. And also it's kind of out of our wheelhouse. Because it's not quite paranormal, but it's not quite alien or cryptid or true crime or anything like that. It's more of a mystery of a legend. Today we're talking about the Voynich Manuscript.
Every time I hear that, you know what I hear? I hear like a hardcore song like, the Voynich Manuscript. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's something about the finish. Oh,
yeah, that's true. I kind of went that route. It sounded different in my head.
Yeah, everyone was like,
you get a microphone in front of me and it's different. I don't know.
Yep.
But the Voynich Manuscript.
We didn't have any haunted updates, do we?
No. But if you want to see kind of like where we've been and some things we've caught recently on our paranormal page, Hidden in the Shadows Paranormal, you can find some photos we took with some weird stuff in it.
Also, I posted a picture on the Hidden Shadows podcast, too.
Yes.
Yes.
We don't know. Well, the crazy thing about that photo that you'll find on the Hidden in the Shadows podcast is the fact that before we went to the location where this thing could have been forming, the spirit, we kept getting over the spirit box. I'm going to appear to you. Just wait. You'll see me. And it was a woman's voice. And we noticed that a lot of the people in the group that we were with were getting drained like bad. And a lot of times before like a huge manifestation of something, whether it be an apparition or like things being moved, there's always like some kind of draining of power. So either from a person or from devices itself. And so we were there. Everybody was kind of like yawning, drained. And then there's quite a few instances in that night that I was telling them like, hey, start snapping pictures because there's stuff around, and they just so happened to start snapping pictures and were able to catch it because they were doing kind of like burst photos where like you just keep taking photos and boom, 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 and just hope that in one of them you can catch something, and then that was that something.
Yes, if you saw the picture from the full picture and not zoomed in, you would see me in the foreground with my hands up, making sure there's nothing around. And that picture was taken from behind me, and you had to zoom into the tree, and then you saw it there.
Yeah, and if you look at it, it kind of looks like a woman. And that's the thing is, we started out at this drainage tunnel area, and there's a lot more to that story.
Hey.
I know. There's a lot more to that story, and that's going to be saved for another episode that we're going to be doing.
Camp Lejeune.
Part
Haunted
2.
Camp Lejeune
Part 2.
Yeah. Anyway, we got a live event coming up. A live podcast from a local place in town called Pizza Bones.
Pizza Bones.
Which is a arcade / restaurant / bar / karaoke stage kind of thing. Big event thing going on there.
Yes.
Anyway. Yeah, the owner's a big fan and asked us to do a live podcast from Pizza Bones. So we're like, we've never done that before, so let's try it out. Yeah, we're going to be starting at 5 p.m. Till, I think, 10.
Yeah, I think it's 10.
Yeah, maybe less, maybe longer, who knows.
Yeah.
But we already figured out what we're doing. It's going to be segments. I'm going to try to keep it each an hour, but who knows how long ago. We know for sure the first segment's going to be a podcast, live recorded in front of everyone. Second segment, not recorded, is going to be us talking about the haunted locations around the area we've investigated and stuff we've encountered. Mm-hmm. That could be an hour and a half, who knows. We'll see how long it goes. But we know the third segment, Q&A, that's going to probably be the longest, right? People can ask us any questions they want. If you have a question you've always want to ask us that we want that, well, because you're also going to be doing this live as well, so you get to see it live. So we're going to take questions from whatever Instagram or TikTok we're doing. I think we might go back and forth through each segment or have both at the same time. Trying to figure that one out. Well, yeah, Q&A session, and then the last segment would be just meet and greet and selling some merch. Because we know people probably have some questions they might want to ask us in person or personal, and maybe not over a microphone for everybody to hear. something that they have a problem with, or they want me to clear their mind force out or whatever, which I feel like it's going to be happening. Isaac, can you look at my head? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to meet us in person and stuff like that. But yeah, it's going on February 14th, Valentine's Day. I guess the weekend's busy, but that seems to be a popular holiday. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll get, because a lot of people go out, and it's a military town.
yeah.
So
So if it's Single Awareness Day for you, or Valentine's Day, you want to hear some spooky shit, come on down to Pizza Bones if you're in the Jacksonville, North Carolina area.
yes.
Or watch it live when we air it. And then when we get closer to the day, we might have a definite answer of which platform we're going to use for which segments.
Yeah, and more in-depth stuff. And then, too, probably on our social medias, you can send in questions. We'll start where, like, you can start sending in questions or scenarios or anything you want us to, like, answer while we're there.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to remember to say.
Scenarios.
No, not that. But sending in questions.
Yes.
In case it's a live, we might miss your question.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the way it's going to get set up is that whoever's manning our merch booth in between, which is probably going to be my sister that you've heard on episodes before.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have any questions for her, ask her and make her feel excited for a little bit. Anyways, not excited, but like, ooh, they're asking me questions.
Oh no, she's gonna cringe into the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like me. She gets nervous around people. Anyways, but she's probably going to be manning the live. So any specific questions and stuff, she may be answering in the chat as well. So,
but on to today's episode. Now, the whole reason I even wanted to do this, right, is because when I heard about the Voynich Manuscript, the Voynich Manuscript, ever how many years ago now, it intrigued me. It intrigued me for one specific reason. Out of all the books, out of all the languages, out of everything ever written or spoken, for as long as mankind's been alive, we've been able to decipher it, right? Mm-hmm. One way is the, what do you call it? Damn, what's a key called? There's an app you actually learn languages from it now.
Really?
What is it called? People learn languages off it.
Duolingo? Rosetta Stone?
Yes, Rosetta Stone. That's right. The Rosetta Stone key is what actually, well, the whole reason people use it. Anyway. People named it that. Whoever created the app Rosetta Stone had the idea because that's how we learn the different languages. Okay. It's a tablet of stone that actually helps us decipher ancient languages across past and time. So that's why they named it that. To learn a lot of languages. Anyway, my point being, out of all the languages ever learned, even ancient Mesopotamian, right? We've been able to decipher and figure out what it's saying. But this, the Voynich Manuscript, till this day, the best decipherers, if that's such a word, and people who study languages have yet to decipher it. Have no idea what it says. They get an idea from the pictures what they're trying to say, but other than what it actually says in the language, no clue. I mean, people speculated that it's a book from another dimension. It was written by aliens and kind of left behind by accident, maybe. But it was actually first discovered in 1912 by William Voynich. That's where it gets its name. It contains about 250 pages filled with drawings in an unknown language. It's divided into sections. One section actually being a botanical section. And it was strange that the plants in the botanical section don't exist on Earth.
Ooh.
Right? They're like weird hybrids of combined plants that no one's ever seen before. What are you laughing at the way I said that? Combined fence. And also weird animals as well. But again, the animals don't exist on Earth. Like weird hybrids, like a horse with the elephant's trunk. Right? Or like a giant jungle cat with like very long giraffe legs. Carbon dating, because they actually, by the pages, because the pages weren't made of paper. Right? This is the reason why it's lasted so long to this day. It's actually made of vellum. Or velium. It's a type of animal skin. So they basically printed the pages on animal skin or in some kind of paint as well. But carbon dating says that the pages are from between 1408 and 1438. So in that 30-year gap in the 1400s. The style of how it's written and put together says Europe, right? It's probably from Europe somewhere. But people that have studied it still have no idea who wrote it or where it came from. It dipped in and out of history, being discovered and rediscovered from the 15, the 16, 17, 18, until, of course, until William Voynich found it himself. Never said where he did find it. He said he came upon it in 1912. But again, he was a rare book collector, so that's probably why he found it. Another weird section of the book shows women bathing in a green liquid.
Ew.
Now, the liquid could have been blue at the time originally painted, and it turned green over time, but usually when color fades, it doesn't change from one to the other.
Yeah.
But a weird green liquid, and they're interacting with these weird tube structures. Yeah, like I said, this book is really weird out there. Another section has symbols that represent astrology and cosmology. Cosmology? Yeah. Patterns. So, whoever wrote this book, way back when, understood, of course, the stars, science, and stuff like that, and used astrology about it. Now, they say it depicts astrology because it has the zodiac, not the symbols, but 12 places where the symbols would go. And that has been their best guess at trying to decipher it. But like I said, till this day, no one's been able to decipher it. Now, conspiracy theorists have said aliens wrote it. Right? It was a language that aliens found, or it's a language from their planet per se, and they had it there, or they were here at some period in time where they wrote, and they were, I guess it's their way of, we call it like cataloging us.
Weird.
Right? It's like they were cataloging everything, but it's how they depicted everything. And the language they wrote and how... You know, I was looking at the letters. It kind of looks like Elvish from like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
That real fancy style. Of course, European, right? But the letters don't repeat patterns, and some of the pages unfold to create a big, giant like diagram. And others say it's from an alternate dimension, right? Like some sorcerers in the 1400s, whatever, were conjugating something, and it, fell through a portal somewhere.
Oh, snap.
All right?
Maybe someone did automatic writing.
That's the other theory. But not automatic writing per se. People say it's the language written down of angels. Someone was possessed or channeled an angel, right? Which one? I don't know. And wrote this entire book and depicted everything. Like maybe this was the original plan that, in their theory, heaven had for Earth. What they planned for Earth, right?
Yeah.
But of course that was all scrapped, and we are who we are now. But how they picked women, right, is the same way that women look today, right? Typical humans. But yeah, channeling an angel, right? Because the language is big. But another thing that's fucking creepy. This is the whole reason why I want to look to it anyway. There's a section that depicts a creature that looks like the devil.
Ew.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Horns, black fur, skin, dark red eyes, right? It's 1400s this book was written in. So that's what they think is European. If it's at that period of time, and also depicts the devil, where Christianity would have existed, that's where they get the clue that it might, well, amongst other things, but that's where they got that major clue. But the fact that this language, again, yet to be deciphered, has a picture of the devil in it. Or something that could be interpreted as a devil. Or a demon. So, methinks that this language, right, and that section particularly about that demon, might have a more, I don't know what's the word, more efficient way of getting rid of them, or doing something with them altogether. All the colors in there are like these weird, like pastel greens and blues. There's some reds and some other colors, but mostly it's like green and blues and blacks. But I remember why this book came in, well, many reasons why I wanted to look it up. But I was originally trying to write a story talking about books throughout history that gave people magical powers. And when I was looking up books throughout history, it gave magical powers, right? You have King Solomon's Lesser Keys of Solomon, a lot of the books from parts around the world. But this came up. And when I looked at Voynich Manuscript, what is that? And I saw that no one's able to yet decipher it, right? But they said it could give people magic powers and stuff like that. And I saw that one section about the like a demonic entity, right? And then the weird plants and animal things like that. I was like, what the hell? And they said it could be a book written by somebody like that. But even people writing their own code and creating their own language can still be decipherable. That's what, excuse me, that is confusing for everyone, is that it's like it doesn't have an original key. That's why people always have speculated that, for sure anyway, well, at least have speculated, but it's a high probability chance this book is not from here.
Did they say, like, the people that were around it, they say, like, does it give off anything?
No, but no one ever was asked either. The authentic copy, the book itself, some museum somewhere.
They were going to say the Vatican.
No, well, they might have it now. Who knows? We just have a weird copy somewhere else. But you can actually buy the actual book, not the actual book. You can buy a book with each of the pages in it, and like look at it yourself.
Yeah.
They did that, one, because people kept asking to look at the damn book, and two, hoping that someone out there could decipher it on their own.
I wonder if any psychics have tried.
You know what I was thinking? You giving a look at it, looking at the pages, see what you get off it.
I mean,
yeah, because after I came back to it and we were thinking about episodes, like, you know what, I never talked about that one, and I was like, that would be something to test Megan on. Like, I looked at it, maybe thinking I get flashbacks from a past life, right? Maybe some interpretation, maybe I'd be able to read it. No.
Maybe we'll take a break here in a second. I'll look at it.
Yeah.
And then get back on and tell you guys what I see. But really quick before, one of the things that I did, because Isaac was fronting the Voynich Manuscript. Every time I hear that word, I wanted like, Voynich Manuscript. Sorry.
Is that a punk band?
Yeah, punk band. Earlier it was a hardcore band. I don't know how I morphed it into like
Yeah, punk and hardcore kind of blend together.
Yeah. But there are several tablets and paintings and stuff like that haven't been deciphered yet that have some weird, not depictions, but have some weird writing on it. And of course, Voynich's Manuscript being the number one, but another one is called the Rongu Rongu tablets. Those are wooden tablets that are found on Easter Island and are believed to contain a writing system. However, the script has not been deciphered and the meaning remains unknown. So, the Rongu Rongu script consists of a series of glyphs I think that's how you say it, glyphs. It looks like hieroglyphs, but it's not hiero in front, it's glyphs. That are carved into the tablet. Many people have attempted, and the meaning of everything still remains a mystery. They used a unique writing system. Like I said before, the language, they don't know what the words are at all. That's the Rongu Rongu tablet. But I think Easter Island itself is, right? It's a mystery.
There's a lot of places I've talked about before, if we came into money, that I want to visit just because I want to see what we feel, right? Mm-hmm. Granted, I don't know, a lot of psychic mediums have been to locations in the world that are known for their mystery, right? Like, I've never heard a psychic medium go into the pyramids and feel anything. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there is.
Yeah. But
I want to know what's going on. But one of the main reasons is because my ability, by the way, if this is your first episode, listening to it and going, what the hell is it talking about? Shadow Walker episode 126. But my ability allows me to feel the energy in the earth, around it, everywhere, like existing on top of it, you know. So for something like Easter Island to have mystery behind it, could it hold a immense amount of energy that no one is able to really feel or detect? But since I can, you know, I can able to tell you yay or nay on what's going on there. Yeah.
And there's even been some languages that have, you know, artifacts and things that have been found that people are having a hard time deciphering. And it just kind of makes you think, when you start thinking about ancient civilizations, like, was there something more to these ancient civilizations? And I know we've talked about it in like our ancient hauntings episode a little bit, and in straggling into different other episodes that we've talked about it. But it just makes you think, was there anything more going on with certain ancient civilizations? There was another script that was used in the ancient Indus Valley civilization called the Indus Valley script. This dates back to the 3rd millennium BCE, and they still have not deciphered it. Numerous attempts, the language and symbols used still remain a mystery. So there's another one called the Proto-Elamite script. This writing system used in ancient Iran during the 3rd millennium BCE still hasn't been deciphered, and they believe that this script in particular is one of the oldest in the world, but the meaning, language, they still cannot figure out what's being said.
Well, in conclusion, or in theory anyway, why the Voynich Manuscript is special, and why it holds so much mystery. And this is my own personal theory. The fact that it's not that old, right? 1400s. Granted, it's almost a long time ago. But when it comes to ancient languages that are older in the BC era, it's harder to decipher those because the majority of that language has been lost through time. But the Voynich Manuscript itself, like I said, not that old. It's written in a language that no one even recognized for the time and placement of where it's supposed to be coming from, or where it's told to be coming from. Like I said, what I theorize it could be, like I said, is some kind of weird depiction that either a interdimensional species or alien species made of us. And why on animal skin? I don't know. Maybe that's all they could figure out at the time they were here. They didn't have their own technology. Who knows? But it's a theory that has a lot of holes in it. But but it could possibly be some weird depiction of us and then what they saw while they were here. And maybe they forgot it. Who knows? It could be written by a child of another species altogether. Hence why it's got a lot of pictures, a lot of visualization. But like how explorers, when they travel to new locations, they do draw pictures of what they see for bringing up memory points. Like, oh yeah, I remember I saw something look like this. And then describe it to the person they're talking to.
So I'm looking at some pages of the manuscript as you're talking.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I find weird about the women that they paint, that they do, like, that whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so first they're naked, right?
Yeah.
So we found that a lot of civilizations, whenever they do paintings of humans or whatever, like the statues and stuff, they're naked.
The Greek especially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing I find interesting is they are all heavy set. They're all like older, heavy-set women. That is so weird. Do they even have lipstick on? It almost looks like lipstick.
Well, if it's white women, then their lips would be red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it's interesting because they're all heavy-set. And if you look at any kind of ancient civilizations, a lot of times they thought, like, the heavier you were, because I think there's, like, a tribe in Africa, I believe, where they consistently eat to make themselves have like huge stomachs, kind of like how it's depicted in here. So it's kind of interesting. I don't know. It's weird because you think all the way back then, like the photos, not the photos, but I don't know. It's weird. They hardly have a neck in these photos. That's one thing. And it's interesting because they're leaned over.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's weird.
But something's still in mystery. I always like ancient mysteries. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's not such associated with paranormal. But then again, we don't know because we've never been around it. So, Megan's not getting any weird vibes off it. But
what about the manuscript?
Yeah.
Well, you know that green thing? You know the Fountain of Youth?
Yeah.
Kind of, that's what it reminds me of. I don't know why. That's what it reminds me of, is the Fountain of Youth. Like, how they talked about it, at least.
And that had to be at least 30 or something years before Columbus even set sail.
Yeah, because it looks like they're like just, and you think about it, like just bathing in it. You know, like just floating in it, just bathing in it.
Plus, it's also almost a couple of hundred years before Ponce de Leon went towards America.
He had to hear about the Fountain of Youth from somewhere, right?
I don't really know the legend of Fountain of Youth and stuff like that.
Yeah. Weird.
Anyway, we're just bullshitting time right now. People are still listening. I'm surprised. No, I know it's gonna be. I knew it was gonna be a short episode, but I just wanted to talk about it because like it's something that's always like left a itch in my brain. I was never able to scratch, but until someone deciphers it 100%, right? Actually says, "Oh, this is it," and that mystery we put to rest.
Yeah, and I think,
but who knows? AI may be able to help with that.
True, or at least say what it's doing. That's a weird photo because you think from the 1400s and you look at the women and it almost reminds me of like, I don't even know, like what I keep getting, like it looks like women from like the 1950s. Like I don't know why I keep getting that. Like it looks like women. I don't know. It's weird. It's bugging me out because I'm like, wait, this is from like the 1400s and it's. But,
and liquid's green. Like what?
But green, think of herbs, any kind of like nutrient dense drink that you drink or nutrient thing, herbal thing. It's herbs, it's green.
You think maybe the possibility, I just thought of this right now after you're saying that, the book was written by a witch or a seer or a psychic who saw glimpses of the future or something of the essence.
Very possible. These women look like they're from the 50s. I don't know why I think that, but like even the hairstyles kind of look like from like the 50s. Like I don't know, but it looks like they're bathing because that would make sense of why they're naked. Even if they, because tribes had clothes to a degree, if they're bathing. I don't know. Fountain of Youth is what it keeps. Like they're all rushing to get in the photo. Whatever the thingy.
The picture painted.
Yeah, and they're just, and it looks like it's in the earth.
Yeah.
Like you look at the carving, it's like it's in the earth. I'm going with Fountain of Youth on this, and it's in the pharmaceutical section. So that would make freaking sense.
Yeah.
If it was like a green river or like a green whatever. Or even say just for instance sake, just for argument's, that was blue at one time and it aged and it's green. Okay, well that's still a river. But why would these women be so like frolicky? And it could be, who knows? It could definitely be somebody that saw this, like a prophet or something. Like a seer or like somebody.
A regular Nostradamus.
Yeah, back then. That is.
Anyway. You're making you start staring.
Okay, I'm going off on a wing.
But I guess this wraps us up here for today.
Yes.
You can get your social medias at Hidden in the Shadows Podcast on Instagram, Hidden in the Shot 6 on X, Hidden in the Shadows Pod 2, Hidden in the Shadows Pod 2 on TikTok, or links to all our social media and all ways you listen to us at hiddenshadowspodcast.com. But as always, work out your Weirdos in the next one.
Yes.
Welcome to the podcast where we talk about all the things that are hidden in the shadows.